couple number 3, married 14 months, Sherilyn and Mike Crump. And couple number 4, married 8 months, Kristen and Matt Kramer. And now, here's the start.
It's the couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins that great second honeymoon. So the ladies are gone, and gentlemen, here is your first question. Tell me, guys, rain checks or she owes you more rain checks? Comes to romance, Matt, since you've been married.
It would definitely be she owes me more rain checks.
She owes you some rain checks.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely, she's got a lot of things going on, and she usually says, well, not tonight, honey.
Not tonight, honey. I got you. Okay. Mike.
Quite the opposite. I owe her more rain checks.
You owe her more rain checks?
I work a lot, and when I come home, I'm tired, and I fall asleep real fast, and she's like sitting there waiting for me, Mike, and I'm asleep already.
Okay. Ron?
I would say she owes me because she works a lot.
You don't work?
Well, she works a lot at night, and
so she owes you more rain checks?
Yeah.
All right. Calvin?
Hey, I would say I owe her more rain checks.
You owe her the rain checks? Think she'll collect?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Next question, gentlemen. If you were David Copperfield, what will your wife say you would make disappear from your home, never to be seen again? Be specific, please. Mike, what are you going to have disappear from your home, never to be seen again?
All righty. Dave, that's a good question. Okay, there's a bookcase. There's a bookshelf sitting there that I need to get rid of, and she's been trying to have me get rid of for a while. So
great.
It's been
Ron?
there.
I would say ants. We have a real bad ant problem.
Ants?
Ants. Ants in the pants.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'll be darned. Calvin?
I would say the telephone.
Telephone?
Yeah, because that's all she spent all the time on the telephone.
Ah.
And I wish it was gone.
Yeah, make it disappear. Matt?
It would definitely be her credit card bills. She loves to shop.
Credit card bills, never to be seen again.
Gone.
Gone. Last of our 5-point questions, gentlemen. How will your wife say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking. If they had asked for my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it. You can't give her such a blank what? Hold it, Ron. You can't give her such a blank what?
Flat butt.
Flat butt. Okay. Calvin, hold it. You can't give her such a...
Big mouth.
Big mouth. We'll call you a cab a little later, Calvin. Matt.
You can't give her such a inability to play sports.
You can't give her such an inability to play sports? Okay. That's a really good answer, Matt. I want you to know that.
Sorry.
Mike.
Such a wide opinion.
Such a wide opinion.
Yeah, broad opinion, wide opinion. She's very opinionated, so...
After the Navy, he took to the stage and soon was starring on the hit series Hogan's Heroes. After 6 seasons as a comedy POW, Dad joined the Match Game cast until he was offered a hosting gig on Mark Goodson's new show, Family Feud. My dad passed away in 2012, but he would have been so proud that Feud is still going strong. Happy birthday, Dad, from Buzzer and me.
Welcome back to the Newlywed Game. We're so glad you could join us today. We're having such a good time. And gentlemen, we recorded your predictions on cards. You now have them flat on your laps each time that your prediction matches your wife's answer. Then you get 5 points. And it's the one couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins that great second honeymoon. It's a dandy today. Ladies, it's nice to have you back with us. Here's your first question for 5 points. Tell me, ladies, since you've been married, when it comes to romance, do you owe your husband more rain checks, or does he owe you more rain checks? Felicia?
He owes me more rain checks for sure.
Really?
Without a doubt.
What's the problem in our family here?
Because he's always sleepy or watching TV.
No
it's like,
kidding.
give up the remote. You owe me.
Yeah, he said for sure that he owes you more rain checks. Yeah. Paula?
Yes, I would say that I owe him more rain checks.
You owe him. He predicted you would say that. A card for me, please, there, Ron.
Oh.
Yeah, you owe him more rain checks. You got it. Sherilyn?
He definitely owes me more rain checks.
Really?
Yes.
We got a little problem at our house, do we?
Well, since we've been married, I've just been after him, and he's like, go away, please.
He said, go away, please?
Yes.
He owes you more rain checks. He predicted
Yes.
you would say that he owes you more rain checks. Yeah. Kristen?
I definitely owe him more rain checks.
How come?
He wants it all the time.
No.
I can't keep up.
Really?
Yeah.
He predicted you would say that you owe him more rain check. Yeah, okay. All right. Next question, ladies. If your husband were David Copperfield, what would he make disappear from your home, never to be seen again? Paula, what would he make disappear from your home, never to be seen again?
Dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry. He said you got ants all over you. Ants everywhere.
That's
We got a bad ant problem.
Yeah, we have a bad ant problem, but we also have the laundry. Every time it piles up, it's everywhere.
Maybe if you do the laundry, the ants wouldn't come around.
Or laundry.
Maybe.
Never can tell. Sherilyn.
I would definitely say my blue hair rack. There's times at night when I go to bed and I don't look the most wonderful, but I would say my blue hair rack.
All right. He predicted that he's going to get rid of that bookcase. He hates that bookcase.
What bookcase?
The bookcase that you've been telling me to get rid of for months now.
Oh, yes, get rid of that thing, yes.
Yeah. Kristen.
Bills. All I hear is we got to pay the bills. You have to stop using those credit cards. We need to buckle down.
Bills. He predicted you would say he's going to get rid of all those credit card bills. Yeah. What do you think the answer to that problem is, Kristen?
He needs to cut up my credit cards, but I won't let him. I'll just get more.
Of course. Yes. Felicia.
I would say ants also.
You got ants, too?
Ants.
Yeah, he predicted you to say the one thing. Pardon me? No, it's the telephone. You're on the phone all the time, and it's making him mad.
No.
All you do is yick, yick, yick on the phone, man.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I never talk on the phone at home.
Disappear.
Yeah. She says she never talks on the phone.
Every chance you get.
Never.
Every chance she gets.
Wait a minute. Who's right?
Never.
I'm right.
You start to say she's right.
Never.
Here's the last of our questions now. Ladies, how did your husband complete this sentence? This is him talking. If they had asked my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it. You can't give her such a blank what? Hold it. Sherilyn, you can't give her such a blank what? What do you think he said?
Such a big love handle.
Big love handle. He predicted, hold it. You can't give her such a wide opinion.
Oh. No, we got to get rid of the love handles.
Kristen, hold it. You can't give her such a blank what?
He's an awful nice guy. He'd probably say such a beautiful face.
Beautiful face.
Although I disagree.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah?
No.
Inability to play sports. He said you're uncoordinated.
I am so coordinated.
You're always saying how I can never play sports. I can never play this game.
But I beat you.
Felicia, if they had asked my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it. You can't give her such a blank what?
Big mouth?
Big mouth. He said, big mouth. Yeah. Do you think you have a big mouth?
So maybe I do talk on the phone a lot.
I'm telling you, the telephone.
I see. Paula, you can't give her such a blank what?
Oh, I would just say big opinion.
Big opinion. He said you can't give her such a flat butt. We'll be right back to see how well the wives can predict what their husbands will say right after these messages. Sizes.
Yes, just a wild guess. I believe he would say he does.
All right, thank you. Paula?
I would say that he does because he's heavily into a lot of magazines or movies.
Felicia?
I would say he does.
He fantasizes more.
Because he has a wild imagination.
He does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Kristen?
He better be thinking about me, so I'm going to say I fantasize more.
You fantasize more, all right? Next question, ladies. What will your husband say is his one character trait that none of your girlfriends are crazy about? One character trait of his, Paula, that none of your girlfriends are crazy about.
None of my girlfriends are crazy about. Would probably just be his sloppiness, I would say.
He's sloppy. Felicia?
Yeah.
He's moody.
He's moody.
Moody. Has moody blues.
Moody blues. Okay.
Moody.
Kristen?
He is late.
He's late all the time. Sherilyn?
That he's not very talkative.
He's not very talkative.
Yes.
Okay, here's the last of our 10-point questions. Ladies, how will your husband say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking now. My husband thinks he's such a hot shot when it comes to blank. But the truth is, I taught him everything he knows. He thinks he's such a hot shot, Felicia, when it comes to blank. But you taught him everything he knows.
He thinks he's such a hot shot when it comes to decorating. But I taught him everything he knows.
Decorating what?
The house.
Decorating, but you taught him everything he knows.
I taught him everything he knows.
Good for you. Kristen?
The boy thinks he can drive,
Drive.
And I have to let him think that he can drive so we don't argue, but
you taught him everything you know.
I'm the better driver in the family.
I see. Sherilyn, he thinks he's such a hotshot when it comes to what?
His driving skills. I said, no way. I taught him everything
you taught him everything he knows.
Everything.
Paula, he thinks he's such a hotshot.
I would just say hooking up electronics, because I taught him everything about that.
Hooking up electronics?
Like hooking up your television set.
Yeah, you taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
All right. Here's our 25-point bonus question. Ladies, what will your husband say is his very favorite professional sports team? His very favorite professional sports team. Kristen?
Oh, professional sports team.
Very favorite.
Nebraska's not professional.
Well, there's some controversy about that, but...
Oh, Gosh, that is so hard because he doesn't watch professional sports. I would have to say the LA Lakers.
The Lakers. Sherilyn?
The Steelers.
The Steelers. Paula?
Anaheim Angels.
Angels. Felicia?
Rams without a doubt.
Rams without a doubt. Ladies, thank you very much. We'll be back with the husbands to compare answers on the Newlywed Game right after these messages.
Try for free right now and do something spontaneous tonight. Call Quest now.
Call 1-888-717-1717 now.
They're here. Seasonal favorites from Imperfect Foods, the grocery delivery service on a mission to build a better food system, offering sustainable, affordable groceries delivered once a week.
Shop now. Get 20% off your first 4 orders with code PERFECT4 at imperfectfoods.com/TV.
Hey, we have returned. The gentlemen have returned, and now we're going to see how well the wives have predicted what their husbands will say. And remember, these questions are now worth 10 points. So, guys, here's your first question for 10 points. Tell me, gentlemen, who fantasizes more during whoopee, you or your wife? Ron, who fantasizes more?
I would say Paula.
She does, huh? What do you think she fantasizes about?
Probably Mel Gibson or...
Oh, I see. Paula says that, no, you fantasize more, Ron.
That's because, yeah, magazines, movies, you know.
Oh, you always have your eyes
what kind of magazines does he have?
You know, like...
no, I don't know.
TV Guide. And,
TV Guide, yeah. Boy, the old TV Guide crossword puzzle will really make you fantasize. Mike?
I would say maybe she fantasizes more.
She fantasizes, yeah.
Maybe some blue skies and palm trees or something like that.
You think she's thinking about blue skies and palm trees?
Maybe.
Well, you must really keep her attention. That's great. Sherilyn says that, no, you fantasize more, Mike.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
About what?
I don't know, you tell me.
Matt, who fantasizes more during whoopee, you or your wife?
I think she probably would say that I fantasize more, although I only think about her, so...
Oh,
I think that's what
sweet.
she would say, though.
All right, she says definitely that, no, she fantasizes more.
Because you're thinking about me.
Huh?
Why would you fantasize when you're with me?
What are you fantasizing about, Kristen?
You're right.
Palm trees and blue skies and tropical locations and unlimited credit.
Boy, you're a romantic devil, aren't you? Yeah. All right, Calvin.
I would say she does.
She fantasizes more.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, what do you think she fantasizes about?
Doing it all night long.
Oh, is that right? Is that what she wants to do?
All night long.
Is that right?
Yes.
She says that, card for me, please. No, you do the fantasizing.
You see? Oh, stop it.
What do you think he's fantasizing about?
I thought he wanted to do it all night long.
He thought you wanted to, you thought he wanted to, and neither one of you do.
Don't you?
Yes, I do.
Next question, gentlemen. What is your one character trait that none of your wife's girlfriends are crazy about? So one character trait, Mike, about you that her girlfriends are just not crazy about at all.
Maybe that I belch.
Oh, that's really... That's classy.
Well, you know, that's after, yeah, it's just...
Yeah, okay.
You know,
she said that one
problem.
character trait that is that you're not very talkative.
Oh.
Noisy, but not
talk to
talkative.
my friends that much.
I'm not around your friends that much.
Matt, what's the one character trait about you that none of her girlfriends are real crazy about?
It'd probably be that I oversleep, and that makes us late all the time.
That you're late all the time. She predicted you would say it's the fact that your tardiness, yeah, you're late all the time. Yeah. What do you think here, Calvin? So one character trait about you that her girlfriends are really not crazy about. I can't imagine you have an answer, but...
Yeah, well, probably because I'm not romantic.
No, she said the one character trait about you that her friends are not real, you're moody, man.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
You know you moody. Not what I think, what my friends think. Probably could have said not listen to.
Yeah.
Because as you see,
because he didn't listen to the question at all.
Thank you.
Yeah. I noticed that. Do you have that problem a lot?
A lot.
No kidding?
Not that often.
Yeah. Ron?
I'd say, because I don't talk a lot, I'm real quiet.
You're quiet? She says the one character trait, no, you're sloppy.
Oh.
You are sloppy.
Everybody comes over, I got clothes everywhere
I
and
pick
everything.
I pick it up.
Okay, here's the last of our 10-point questions. Gentlemen, how did your wife complete this sentence? This is her talking now. My husband thinks he's such a hot shot when it comes to blank, but the truth is I taught him everything he knows. You think you're such a hot shot, Matt, when it comes to blank, but she taught you everything you know.
Playing cards?
Playing cards. She said, you think you're such a hot shot when it comes to driving, but she taught you everything you know.
Hello, like where to park, how to get home from the grocery store.
That's a little wimpy when your wife teaches you how to drive.
It's not true.
He can't play cards either.
Calvin, you think you're such a hot shot when it comes to blank, but she taught you everything you know.
Probably singing.
Singing.
Yeah.
Okay, she said you think you're so hot when it comes to decorating the house, but she taught you everything.
Good answer. He gave a good answer. Singing too. Taught him everything.
Can he sing?
Well,
He can sing pretty good.
Yeah?
I can
You wanna hear
decorate
it?
pretty good, too.
No, I don't want to hear him.
Okay.
Who taught him?
Check it.
Who taught him to sing?
I did.
Oh, good. All right.
I can decorate.
He can decorate
Probably
too.
say playing game shows on TV.
She said you think you're such a hot shot when it comes to hooking up electronics, but she taught you everything.
Hooking up the television.
Mike.
I would say cooking.
Cooking. All right, she said you're such a hot shot, but it's your driving skills that really are bad.
What are you always bragging about?
But you didn't
never
teach me.
brag-
But you didn't teach me anything about driving.
But you don't know how to cook.
Oh, I can cook. I can hook up some chicken.
Oh, God.
Oh, good. Before we get to our 25-point bonus question, let's see where our winning couple will be going on their second honeymoon.
You'll see plenty of blue skies and palm trees on this fabulous Caribbean cruise. You'll spend 1 week aboard a Costa cruise ship, Europe's leading cruise line. Visit such ports as St. Thomas, Grand Cayman, Ocho Rios, and Costa's private island. Experience cruising Italian style from Costa Cruises. Back to you, Bob.
It's a great second honeymoon that somebody's going to go on. Let's see who it's going to be. Here is the 25-point bonus question. Gentlemen, what is your very favorite professional sports team? Let's go to couple number 2. Ron and Paula with 5. 25 will give you 30. Ron, take over the lead with the correct answer.
Definitely the Angels.
Angels. She said you got it. It's the Angels. Couple number 3, Mike and Sherilyn. You have 5. 25 to give you 30. Mike, get it right. You're tied for the lead.
The Lakers.
Lakers. She said for sure Steelers. Steelers. No. Couple number 1. Calvin and Felicia with 10. 25 will give you 35. Calvin, if you get this right, you are going to be in first place.
The Rams.
The Rams. That's what she said. The Rams. All right, couple number 4. Matt and Kristen with 20, 25 to give you 45. Matt, if you get it right, you and your wife are going on a fabulous second honeymoon. What's your answer?
Professional sports team?
That's correct.
The Lakers?
Lakers. She said the Lakers. Matt and Kristen, you're our Newlywed Game grand prize winners. Congratulations to you. Thanks to all of our couples, and most of all, thanks to you at home. I'm Bob Eubanks, and we'll see you next time on the Newlywed Game. Bye-bye, everybody.
15 months, Deanna and Cordy Dillard. Couple number 3 married 16 months, Gail and Michael Schwabel. And couple number 4 married 4 months, Mo and Greg Hunter. And now here's the star of the Newlywed Game, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Newlywed Game. Hello couples. How are you? You ready to play this game over here? Well, I hope you are. Okay, we're really glad to have you with us today. We're going to start the show off by asking the husband some 5-point questions. Now, in order to do that, we're going to ask the ladies to go off to our soundproof room. All right, while the ladies are leaving, I'd like to remind our husbands, I'll be asking you some 5-point questions. You'll be answering these questions as you predict your wife will answer the same question when she returns. If her answer matches your prediction, you then get 5 points. And it's the couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins a really great second honeymoon. So the ladies are gone, and gentlemen, here's your first question for 5 points. Hey, guys, tell me, since the two of you got married, will your wife say that you think she's gotten more flabby, more blabby, or more shabby? Greg, since you got married, has she become more flabby, blabby, or shabby?
Shabby.
She's a little shabby.
Yeah, she's a little shabby.
Okay, Michael?
Definitely flabby.
She's flabby?
Oh, yeah. She's put on about a lot of weight since she had a baby.
She put on about a lot of weight,
Yeah.
I see. Courtney, what do you think?
Flabby.
Oh, Courtney,
Yeah,
you're going to be in big trouble.
Well, we got 6 kids, so she's working on it, though. She's working on it.
You got 6 kids?
6 kids, yeah.
Welcome to the Newlywed Game. Yeah. You're my hero, man. John?
I'd have to say more flabby.
Flabby, okay. Next question, gentlemen. If your wife was a big fish, what will she say would be the best thing to put on a hook to catch her? And that does not include you, guys. She's a big fish, Michael. What would be the best thing to put on a hook to catch her?
Let's see. Mexican food.
Mexican food. That'd catch me, too, huh? Courtney, she's a big fish now. What are you going to catch her with on this big hook?
Steak and lobster.
Steak and lobster?
Steak and lobster.
That'd do it.
Put it on there and she's hooked in.
Is that right?
No problem. No problem.
I'll
She'll be the
darned.
first fish to it.
Is that why we got the little flab thing going?
That's part of it.
All right.
Part of it.
John?
I'd have to say chocolate. She loves
Chocolate would do it.
She loves chocolate.
Okay, good. Greg?
I'd have to say live Maine lobster, cooked right at home in the kitchen.
Lobster. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the last of our 5-point questions. Gentlemen, how will your wife say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking. If I remember correctly, our very first whoopee session together began at exactly blank o'clock, and it was where? Your first whoopee session, Cordy?
About 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and where was it?
At my house.
At your house?
Yeah, at my house at the time.
You
Yes,
devil,
sure.
you.
Snuck her right on in, and we've been and we've been together ever since. We've been together ever since.
You got 6 kids. You can't go anywhere.
Can't go.
John, what time?
I'd have to say it was 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock where?
In her bedroom. I used the I'm too drunk to drive card.
Oh, is it her house then, right? In her
Yeah, in
bedroom?
her- in her bedroom.
Okay. Greg, what time?
About 2:30 after a wonderful night at a club.
And where was it?
At her apartment in Pasadena.
Her apartment. Okay, Michael.
About 2:30. Same, and my house.
At your house. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll be right back to reunite our newlyweds. We'll see how well our husbands have predicted what their wives will say. You get 5 points. And, of course, you know, it's the couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins that wonderful second honeymoon. And the ladies have returned. Welcome, ladies. Here's your first question for 5 points. Since the two of you got married, does your husband think that you have gotten more blabby, more shabby, or more flabby? Judy, since you got married, does your husband say you become more blabby, shabby, or flabby?
More blabby.
More blabby. Talk a lot, huh?
Yeah, talk a lot.
All right.
Get
He
on
said
him a lot.
definitely you have become more flabby.
Can't believe he said that. He's
said-
the one that's become more flabby.
On national
that is
television,
not
he
true.
said you have become more flabby.
No,
That
his
is not
chest
true.
went from here to his midsection.
Oh, my. I can't believe that's
Is
not
that
true.
right? You call
That's
that a
not true.
furniture disease when your
She's got a
chest
whole
drops to your
cabinet
drawers.
full of Suzy Q's.
Delana?
I'd have to say I've gotten more blabby because
More blabby.
I tend to talk a lot.
All right. He said definitely for sure you're more flabby.
What do you do every day?
Work out
Okay, you work out what?
because I live.
Every day.
Hey, Cordy.
Every day, Bob.
Courtney,
Every
you were
day.
right, weren't you?
Every day.
You were right about that one.
Every day.
You're right about most of them, aren't you, Courtney? Yeah, I see. Yeah.
90%. 90%.
He's usually right.
Gail?
It's definitely all over flabby.
Flabby. He said we both know it's flabby. Yeah. What do you think, Mo?
Oh, I'd have to say more blabby.
More blabby. You know what he said? He said since you got married, you've become more shabby. Can you believe that?
Excuse me?
You've always talked a lot, so you didn't get more blabby, and you weighed more.
I mean,
So
what is shabby about
right,
your wife?
explain that to me.
Yeah.
What
me
is
too.
so shabby about me? I want to know.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, Greg. What's shabby about your wife?
Well, all in all, it was the best answer.
But it's not true.
You were bigger when I met you, so you didn't get more flabby. You've always talked, so you're flabby.
But shaggy?
Shabby.
Shabby?
Let me ask you another question. See if we can get this one right. Ladies, if you were a big fish, what would be the best thing to put on a hook to catch you? And that does not include your husband. If you're a big fish, Delana.
Diamonds.
Diamonds. There's a lady that knows. Yeah, Courtney, you were close, I think, weren't you? What'd you say? Yeah, no, he said steak and lobster.
To reel me in?
You're a fish. Diamonds, I don't think go in the ocean. I don't think they go in the ocean. How many fish you know got diamonds? How many? Name me one.
I know 3.
Name me one fish that got diamonds. One, just one.
Gail.
I would have to say salmon.
Salmon. All right, he said that, no, it would be a Mexican food would hook you in.
I don't know what I was thinking. That was wrong.
Mo?
Better be lobster.
Lobster. He said he would put lobster. Yeah. What do you think here, Judy?
Well, you better got this right, because it's my favorite thing in the world.
What is it?
Suzy Q's.
Suzy Q's. All right.
And they're hard to find, too.
Yes, I know they are. But he said that to catch you, all he'd have to do is put a little chocolate on the hook, and that'd do it.
Chocolate.
Here's the last of our 5-point questions. Ladies, how did your husband complete this sentence? This is him talking. He says, if I remember correctly, our very first whoopee session together began at exactly blank o'clock, and it was where? What time did it begin, Gail, and where was it?
Oh, it began early morning.
What time?
At probably 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning,
and
where?
ended 2 weeks later in his bedroom in his grandmother's house.
Oh, 2 weeks later in his bedroom in his grandmother's house?
That's how long it lasted.
No kidding. Where was his grandmother?
Away.
Away, I can tell. All right, he said it began at 2:30 at his house. No, didn't work.
This is my house.
Well, Grandma's
My grandma
house.
already passed away, so then it's my house.
Oh, no wonder Grandma didn't know then.
Yeah, it's Grandma's house.
Grandma didn't live there no more.
I'll tell you what, if it lasted 2 weeks, she might have come back for that.
I didn't let her leave. I
Mo,
said you stayed.
what time did it begin?
Midnight.
Midnight, where?
At my house.
At your house. He said it began 2:30 at your apartment. Oh, no. Okay, Judy?
I'll say 11 o'clock at my apartment.
11 o'clock at your apartment. He said the first whoopee session began at 2 o'clock in your bedroom. You obviously started before him. Delana.
I would say midnight at his place in his twin-size bed.
Midnight at his place. That's a little more than I needed to know about that. If that's okay. He predicted you would say it started. Card for me, please. At 9 o'clock at his house. All right, couples, thank you very much. We'll be back to see how well the wives have predicted what their husbands will say right after these messages. These are the big ones. These are our 10-point questions. So here's our first one. Ladies, what famous actor will your husband say he thinks he looks like, but you just don't buy it? What famous actor, Delana, does Courtney think he looks like?
Denzel Washington.
He looks like Denzel Washington. Judy?
Yes.
Oh, I would say Chow Yun-Fat.
Who?
Chow Yun-Fat, he's this great action hero from China.
Oh.
He's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of China.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of karate movies and stuff, so.
Okay. Do you think he looks like him?
No.
No. Not buying that one, right? Mo, what do you think?
Iced Tea.
Iced Tea.
Is that his name? Yeah, Iced Tea.
Gail?
I'm not sure if this would be appropriate, though. I'm not sure if he's considered an actor. Fabio.
Fabio.
They all tease him because of his long blonde hair.
Next question, ladies. How will your husband say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking. From what I see and hear, I'm sure that we don't blank as much as our next-door neighbors, but we definitely what more? Judy?
We don't work as much as our next-door neighbors because they're never home.
But you definitely what more?
Make whoopee. Is that how you say it?
You whoop it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Mo?
We don't smoke as much as our
But you
next
definitely
door
do what more?
neighbors, but we definitely have more parties
But
than
you
our
definitely
next door
party
neighbors.
more.
And they always complain.
Yeah. Okay. Gail?
We're louder than our next door neighbors.
We don't what?
Oh,
We don't be quiet as much as our next
we
door
don't be
neighbors.
quiet like our next door neighbors.
Thank you. But we definitely what more?
Make a lot of noise.
You definitely make a lot of noise more.
Sing more. Actually, we have singing gatherings.
You sing more?
Yes, we sing.
Jeez. Delana, make it easy for me, please.
Sorry about that.
Okay? We don't blink as much as our next door neighbors.
We don't. We don't work as much as our
Don't
neighbors.
work, but we definitely do what more?
But we definitely have sex more than our neighbors.
Okay, here's our 25-point bonus question. Ladies, what will your husband say is the dial number of the radio station he listens to most? What would it be, the dial number of the radio station he listens to most? Mo?
92.3 The Beat.
92.3. Gail?
102.7.
102.7. Delana?
105.9.
105.9. Judy?
790 AM.
790. Okay, ladies, thank you. They're rocking and rolling over there. We'll be right back with the husbands to compare answers on the Newlywed Game right after these messages. Now, gentlemen, let's see how well your wives have predicted what you will say. And remember, these questions will now be worth 10 points. And here's our first one. Gentlemen, tell me, what famous actor do you think you look like, but your wife just doesn't buy it? Famous actor, Michael, do you think you look like, but your wife just doesn't buy it?
James Dean.
James, oh yeah. Let me see your side. Just like him. You're right. That's amazing. Yeah. No, she said you would say that you look like Fabio, but she's not buying it.
Where did you think James Dean?
You ain't no actor.
Well, I tried to clarify that,
Yeah,
but everyone has
man.
been calling you Fabio for those Goldilocks
Do I like
strands
it?
you
I
have.
hate that.
Do you like his long hair?
No.
I love it.
Oh, you do?
I love his long hair.
Is that right?
Fabio I could do away with, but
Oh. Greg?
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
Yeah.
She said you look just like Ice-T. That's right, yeah. Hey, Greg, do you think Michael looks like Fabio?
Yeah.
You do?
you see?
Be darned, must be something wrong with my lenses. John?
Well, Bob, I'd have to say he's a famous Chinese actor. His name is Chow Yun-fat.
Is that right? You
Yeah.
look just like him.
I look just like him.
No kidding.
Spitting image.
She said that you look, she thought you would say that you look like Chow Yun-fat. That's right, yeah. What kind of a famous actor is this guy?
He's a Chinese action star that's going to be coming to America.
Oh, and
Yeah.
you look like him.
Well,
I
he
do.
always says that. He goes,
Really?
baby, I'm Chow Yun-fat, baby.
I might be a little bit better looking than him, but...
He says what to you?
Whenever he does something, you know, kind of out of the ordinary or whatever, he goes, I'm Chow Yun-fat, baby. I can do anything.
Cordy, what famous actor do you look like, but your wife just isn't buying it?
I would have to say Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you know, a little bit. I can see it. Yeah. You know what she said, though? No, she said that you would say Denzel Washington.
I only said Denzel Washington because we were just talking about him, or I had mentioned him because I don't think that you think you look like any other actor.
Well, I don't.
I think he looks a little bit like Eddie Murphy.
But the question was...
Don't you, audience? Let's see. Yeah. Here's the last of our 10-point questions. Gentlemen, how did your wife complete this sentence? This is her talking now. From what I see and hear, I'm sure we don't blink as much as our next-door neighbors do, but we definitely what more? Greg, you don't blink as much as your next-door neighbors. What would that be?
Cook.
But you definitely what more?
Bump and grind.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
I thought we weren't going to go there.
yeah. We weren't going to go there, and we weren't going to get comfortable either. Yeah,
He got way comfortable.
yeah, he sure
Bump
did.
and grind.
Bump and grind stuff. Yeah.
Jeez.
Thinks he's Ice-T, doesn't he? Yeah. She said that they smoke more, but you party more. Close, but no cigar there. Okay.
I agree.
Couple number one,
you're
John and Judy. What do you think here, John?
I'd have to say,
you don't what?
Make whoopee.
You don't have sex as much as your next door neighbors, but you definitely do what?
We definitely golf more. Together.
Hey, baby, guess who I am? All right. She predicted that.
I don't know who he's living with.
Well, I don't either. But
it must not be me.
No, she said that you don't work as much as the neighbors, but you definitely make whoopee more. Hey, Cordy, you don't what as much as your next door neighbors?
Cut the grass.
Cut the grass, but you definitely do what more?
Argue.
Argue, all right. She said that the answers would be you don't work as much, but you definitely make whoopee more. Okay, Michael, we're going to try this one. Michael, when I asked your wife this question, it took 30 minutes to get an answer from her, but we're going to give it the old try anyway. You don't what?
We don't do the nasty. The wild thing.
Oh, you don't do the wild thing as much as your next door neighbor. Ice-T says that's bump and grind.
Okay,
Yeah.
bump and grind.
But you definitely do what more?
Party.
Party. She said that you don't keep as quiet, but you definitely sing and make noise more. No, that won't work. Okay, before we get to our 25-point bonus question, let's see where our winning couple will be going today for their second honeymoon.
You're off to Maui. That's right, you'll stay at the Maui Islander in the heart of Old Lahaina. Nestled inside 10 acres amidst a lush green tropical setting, within walking distance of shops, restaurants, nightlife, and the harbor. The romantic Maui Islander. Away from it all, close to everything. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Kramer. Somebody's going to Maui. What fun that will be. All right, gentlemen, here it is, your big 25-point bonus question. For 25 points, gentlemen, what is the dial number of the radio station you listen to the most? Let's go to couple number 2. Cordy and Delana with 0. 25 would put you right into first place. So, Cordy, what would it be? Dial number?
92.3.
92.3. She said it would be 105.9. Couple number 3. Michael and Gail with 5. 25 would give you 30. Michael, what do you say?
105.9.
105.9. She said 102.7.
Yes, you're all over that.
Couple number 1. John
You're
and Judy
all
with 10.
over
25 would give you 35. Get it right, you'll be in the first place.
Bob, I'd have to say 103.5 because after work I'm a little tired.
103.5. She said you listened to 790. 790.
Jungle guy.
Well, couple number 4, Greg and Mo, you've got 15. You've already won the prize for the record. What is it?
92.3 to beat.
92.3. And guess what? Greg and Mo, you're going to Hawaii. So, Greg, you are Newlywed Game grand prize winners. Thanks to all of our couples. Thanks to you. I'm Bob Eubanks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
From Hollywood, it is the Newlyweds Game. And here are today's newlyweds. Couple number 1 married 9 months, Felicia and Calvin Alford. Couple number 2 married 11 months, Paula and Ron Baldwin. Couple number 3 married 14 months, Sherilyn and Mike Crump. And couple number 4 married 8 months, Kristen and Matt Kramer. And now, here is the star of the Newlywed Game, Bob Eubanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Newlywed Game. And let us say hi to our 4 couples. You guys ready to play this game? Yes. You have come to the right place. We are really happy to have you here. And we are gonna start off by asking the husband some questions, which means that in order to do that, we have got to send our ladies off to our soundproof area. So, ladies, if you would please. And while the ladies are leaving, I would like to remind our husbands, I will be asking you some 5-point questions. You will be answering these questions as you predict your wife will answer the same question when she returns. If her answer matches your prediction, you then get 5 points. And remember, it is the couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins that great second honeymoon. So, the ladies are gone, and gentlemen, here is your first question. Tell me, guys, since you have been married, when it comes to romance, will your wife say that you owe her more rain checks or she owes you more rain checks? When it comes to romance, Matt, since you have been married, it would definitely be she owes me more rain checks. She owes you some rain checks. Oh, yeah, she is definitely. She has got a lot of things going on, and she usually says, well, not tonight, honey. Not tonight, honey. I got you. Okay, Mike. Quite the opposite. I owe her more rain checks. You owe her more rain checks. Yeah, I work a lot, and when I come home, I am tired, and I fall asleep real fast, and she is, like, sitting there waiting for me. Mike. And I am asleep already. Okay. Ron. I would say she owes me, because she works a lot. You do not work. Well, she works a lot at night, and so she owes you more rain checks. Yeah. All right. Calvin. I would say I owe her more rain checks. You owe her the rain checks. Think she will collect? Hopefully. Yeah. Next question, gentlemen. If you were David Copperfield, what will your wife say you would make disappear from your home, never to be seen again? Be specific, please. Mike, what are you gonna have disappear from your home, never to be seen again? All righty. Dave, that is a good question. Thank you. Okay, there is a bookcase. There is a bookshelf sitting there that I need to get rid of, and she has been trying to get rid of it for a while. Great. Ron, I would say ants. We have a real bad ant problem. Ants. Ants. Ants in the pants. You are kidding. Yeah, it is bad. I will be darned. Calvin. I would say the telephone. Telephone? Yeah, because that is all she spends all the time on the telephone. And I wish it was gone. Yeah, make it disappear. Matt. It would definitely be her credit card bills. She loves to shop. Credit card bills, never to be seen again. Gone. Gone. Last of our 5-point questions, gentlemen. How will your wife say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking. If they had asked for my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it. You cannot give her such a blank what? Hold it, Ron. You cannot give her such a blank what? Flat butt. Flat butt. Okay. Calvin, hold it. You cannot give her such a big mouth. Big mouth. We will call you a cab a little later. Matt. You cannot give her such an inability to play sports. You cannot give her such an inability to play sports. Okay. That is a really good answer, Matt. I want you to know that. Sorry. Mike. Such a wide opinion. Such a wide opinion. Yeah, broad opinion. Wide opinion. She is very opinionated, so I can tell by what you are answering. She is. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. We will be right back to reunite these newlyweds. We will see how well our husbands have predicted what their wives will say right after these messages. Just when I saw an ad on television for Relaxium Sleep, I decided to order it, and it literally changed my life. Developed by renowned neurologist and sleep expert Dr. Eric Siliberti, Relaxium Sleep is clinically proven to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. Relaxium's exclusive triple-action formula addresses 3 key factors that contribute to insomnia. I like that it is non-habit forming. It is made in the United States of America. There is simply nothing else like it. Relaxium Sleep comes with a 100% money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. In fact, they are so confident it will work for you, they are giving away 1,000 bottles today. With Relaxium Sleep, I fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. In the morning, my mind is sharp, and I have got energy that I enjoyed when I was younger. Both my wife and I have been paying customers of Relaxium Sleep for over 2 years now, and I know once you have experienced the amazing difference it can make in your life, you will be too. I trust my night to Relaxium Sleep, and so should you. Try Relaxium Sleep risk-free for 30 days. Use the promo code on your screen for free expedited shipping. Call 80039033914 or visit trial11am.com. That is 80039033914 or visit trial11am.com. Fall asleep, stay asleep, Wake refreshed with clinically proven Relaxium sleep. Act now. You will be glad you did. Trust your night to Relaxium sleep. Ooh. That is really cool. Wow. This is awesome. What we got here is the Weekender box. It is a cocktail aging kit. I think that is really, really cool. Drop point blade with 256 layers of forged steel. That is nuts. I just love that every time we open the box around Bespoke, we are most likely getting something from small brands. Bespoke Post sends you awesome boxes every month, and I love it. Head to bespokepost.com and get a free gift with your first box when you enter code FREE. This week, we celebrate Richard Dawson's birthday, and I should know. I am his son, Gary. My dad was born in a small town called Gosport, England, and joined the Merchant Navy at 14, where he started boxing. After the Navy, he took to the stage and soon was starring on the hit series Hogan's Heroes. After 6 seasons as a comedy prisoner of war, Dad joined the Match Game cast until he was offered a hosting gig on Mark Goodson's new show, Family Feud. My dad passed away in 2012, but he would have been so proud that Feud is still going strong. Happy birthday, Dad, from Buzzer and me. Welcome back to the Newlywed Game. We are so glad you could join us today. We are having such a good time. And gentlemen, we have recorded your predictions on cards. You now have them flat on your laps. Each time that your prediction matches your wife's answer, then you get 5 points, and it is the one couple with the most points at the end of the show that wins that great second honeymoon. It is a dandy today. Ladies, it is nice to have you back with us. Here is your first question for 5 points. Tell me, ladies, since you have been married, when it comes to romance, do you owe your husband more rain checks, or does he owe you more rain checks? Felicia. He owes me more rain checks for sure. Really? Without a doubt. What is the problem in our family here? Because he is always sleepy or watching television. It is like, give up the remote. You owe me. Yeah. He said for sure that he owes you more rain checks. All right. Paula. Yes, I would say that I owe him more rain checks. You owe him. He predicted you would say that. A card for me, please, there, Ron. Yeah, you owe him more rain checks. You got it. Carolyn. He definitely owes me more rain checks. Really? Yes, yes. We got a little problem in our house today. Well, since we have been married, I have just been after him, and he is like, go away, please. He said, go away, please. Yes. He owes you more rain checks. He predicted you would say that he owes you more rain checks. Yeah. Kristen. I definitely owe him more rain checks. How come? He wants it all the time. No. I cannot keep up. Really? Yeah. He predicted you would say that. You owe him more rain checks. Yeah, okay. All right. Next question, ladies. If your husband were David Copperfield, what would he make disappear from your home never to be seen again? Paula, what would he make disappear from your home never to be seen again? Dirty laundry. Dirty laundry. He said you got ants all over you. Ants everywhere. We got a bad ant problem. Yeah, we have a bad ant problem, but we also have the laundry. Every time it piles up, it is everywhere. Maybe if you do the laundry, the ants would not come around. Or laundry. Maybe. Never can tell. Sherilyn? I would definitely say my blue hair rack. There are times at night when I go to bed and I do not look the most wonderful. But I would say my blue hair rack. All right. He predicted that he is gonna get rid of that bookcase. He hates that bookcase. What bookcase? The bookcase that you have been telling me to get rid of for months now. Oh, yes, yes. Get rid of that thing, yes. Kristen. Bills. All I hear is we gotta pay the bills, you have to stop using those credit cards, we need to buckle down. Bills. He predicted you would say he is gonna get rid of all those credit card bills. What do you think the answer to that problem is, Kristen? He needs to cut up my credit cards, but I will not let him. I will just get more. Of course. Felicia. I would say ants also. You got ants, too? Ants. Yeah, he predicted you would say the one thing. Pardon me? Ants. No, it is the telephone. You are on the phone all the time and it is making him mad. No, no, no. All you do is yeek, yeek, yeek on the phone. No, I do not. I never talk on the phone at home. Fruits disappear. Yeah, she says she never talks on the phone. Every chance you get. Never. Every chance she gets. Wait a minute, who is right? Never. I am right. No. You start to say she is right. Never. Here is the last of our questions. Now, ladies, how did your husband complete this sentence? This is him talking. If they had asked my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it, you cannot give her such a blank what? Hold it. Sherilyn, you cannot give her such a blank what? What do you think he said? Such a big love handle. Big love handle. He predicted, hold it, you cannot give her such a wide opinion. Oh. No, we got to get rid of the love handles. Kristen, hold it, you cannot give her such a blank what? He is an awful nice guy. He would probably say such a beautiful face. Beautiful face. Although I disagree. That is so sweet. Yeah. No. No. Inability to play sports. He said you are uncoordinated. I am so coordinated. You are always saying how I can never play sports, I can never play this game. But I beat you. Lisa, if they had asked my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it, you cannot give her such a blank what? Big mouth. Big mouth. He said big mouth. Yeah. Do you think you have a big mouth? So maybe I do talk on the phone a lot. I am telling you, the telephone. I see. Paula, you cannot give her such a blank what? Oh, I would just say big opinion. Big opinion. He said you cannot give her such a flat butt. We will be right back to see how well the wives can predict what their husbands will say right after these messages. My finances are very out of control. Having a family and a finances, it is a tough balance to that. You are sitting here at the end of the month looking at all the bills thinking there has got to be a better way. Introducing the Net Spend prepaid MasterCard. There is no credit check and no cost to order. I dedicate my life to helping people achieve their potential and discover the tools to make that happen. That is why I am excited to tell you about the Net Spend prepaid MasterCard. This, my friends, is more than just a card. Use it anywhere a debit MasterCard is accepted. You can use it to shop online, pay bills, buy gas. And get this, with Net Spend and direct deposit, you could get paid up to 2 days earlier. Just think about how much that could help. My co-workers are always like, how do you have your check already? I am like, that is because I use Net Spend. Even better, you can earn cashback rewards on many of your purchases. That money goes right back into my account, and I love it. With Net Spend and direct deposit, your paycheck or benefits check loads into your card account. No more standing in check cashing lines or running to the bank or waiting by the mailbox. Each time you make a purchase, you get a text that shows the amount and your new balance. NetSpend's mobile app is so convenient and puts your money at your fingertips wherever you are. You can even send or receive money from friends and family right through the app. With the app, it is very easy to transfer money to family and friends. There is a $10 purchase cushion in case you come up a little short. With your NetSpend card, you got this. I got this. I got this. With NetSpend, I got this. Call now. There is no cost to order and no credit check to start. With NetSpend, you pay no interest fees, late fees, or activation fees. Because this is not a credit card. Do not miss out. Order now. Be one of the first 200 callers and choose your card caller. 1-800-962-1369. That is 1-800-962-1369. Get paid up to 2 days faster with NetSpend. To relieve aches and pain, what if you could combine a gentle pressure massage with soothing heat therapy? Now get relief from your neck to your feet with calming heat from Sharper Image. The full line of therapeutic products that combine relaxing pressure, vibrating massage, and heat therapy to soothe away the pain. The secret is the therapeutic heat that is absorbed into the weighted clay beads combined with massaging vibrations. From our extra-large heating pad to our comfortable neck wrap to our Sherpa-lined cocoon for your feet, you get targeted therapeutic relief featuring one-touch control with adjustable heat and massage settings, a convenient 9-foot cord, and a soft, luxurious fabric. So from your neck to your back to your feet, you will get relief from calming heat. Call or go online now and enter the promo code below to save 50% on additionals and get free shipping on your entire order. Order now at calmingheat.com. Welcome back, everybody. Now, ladies, your husbands are secluded offstage. It is your turn to predict what they will say. And remember, these questions are now worth 10 points. These are the big guys. Ladies, who will your husband say fantasize more during whoopee, you or him? Sherilyn? Good question. Thank you. I wrote that one down. I wrote that one myself, yeah. I would say he does. He fantasize. Yes, yes. Just a wild guess. I believe he would say he does. All right, thank you. Paula? I would say that he does because he is heavily into a lot of magazines and movies. Felicia? I would say he does. He fantasizes more. Because he has a wild imagination. He does. Oh, yeah. Oh, no kidding. Oh, yeah. Woo. Kristen? He better be thinking about me, so I am gonna say I fantasize more. You fantasize more. All right. Next question, ladies. What will your husband say is his one character trait that none of your girlfriends are crazy about? One character trait of his, Paula, that none of your girlfriends are crazy about. None of my girlfriends are crazy about. It would probably just be his sloppiness, I would say. He is sloppy. Felicia? He is moody. He is moody. Moody. Has moody blues. Moody blues. Okay, Kristen? He is late, 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 late. He is late all the time. Sherilyn? That he is not very talkative. He is not very talkative. Yes. Okay, here is the last of our 10-point questions. Ladies, how will your husband say you would complete this sentence? This is you talking now. My husband thinks he is such a hotshot when it comes to blank, but the truth is I taught him everything he knows. He thinks he is such a hotshot, Felicia, when it comes to blank, but you taught him everything he knows. He thinks he is such a hotshot when it comes to decorating. But I taught him everything he knows. Decorating what? The house. But you taught him everything you know. I taught him everything he knows. Good for you. Kristen. The boy thinks he can drive. Drive. And I have to let him think that he can drive so we do not argue, but you taught him everything you know. I am the better driver in the family. I see. Sherilyn, he thinks he is such a hotshot when it comes to what? His driving skills. I say, no way. I taught him everything he knows. You taught him everything you know. Everything. Paula, he thinks he is such a hotshot. I would just say hooking up electronics because I taught him everything about that. Hooking up electronics? Like hooking up your television set. Yeah, you taught him everything he knows. All right. Here is our 25-point bonus question. Ladies, what will your husband say is his very favorite professional sports team? His very favorite professional sports team. Kristen. Oh, professional sports team. Very favorite. Nebraska is not professional. Well, there is some controversy about that, but... Oh, his. Gosh, that is so hard because he does not watch professional sports. I would have to say the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers. Sherilyn. The Steelers. The Steelers. Paula. Anaheim Angels. Angels. Felicia. Rams, without a doubt. Rams, without a doubt. Ladies, thank you very much. We will be back with the husbands to compare answers on the Newlywed game right after these messages. We have shades for sunny days and eyewear for dark nights. But what do we do during blinding, stormy weather? Now there is Battle Vision Storm, the original bad weather glasses. With high-definition glare reduction lenses engineered to help you see crystal clear in heavy storms. Turn your sight brighter during bad weather and upgrade ordinary vision to extraordinary. I will see you next time. I used to be afraid to drive in the rain because it was so hard for me to see. These make everything so clear. Wow. With as much as it is raining right now, I am honestly amazed at how bright and clear I can see with these. Battle Vision Storm is the best way to enhance your vision, even in the heaviest downpours or the most blinding winter blizzards. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Its high-definition lenses optimize light by blocking ultraviolet and blue rays, reducing glare, boosting color, and making even the most dangerous weather look brighter. I am on the road 60 hours a week, and I love the way that Battle Vision Storm helps me see better, even in the worst weather. I used to hate driving in the rain, especially if the traffic was heavy. But with these, I feel so much safer now. Blinding headlights cut the glare instantly. Dark traffic signs? See them with confidence. Blurry lane markers turn sharper and more visible. Wow. Even objects in your side and rearview mirrors are easier to see. And Battle Vision Storm are guaranteed for life. So call or go online today and get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. Order right now, and we will double it and send you a second pair absolutely free. That is 2 Battle Vision Storm glasses with lifetime guarantee for just $19.99. This amazing offer is not available on Amazon. Order now. Call 1-800-880-6211. That is 1-800-880-6211. Call or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-880-6211 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. Order now. I sold my diamond ring with worthy.com. Their team of experts helped me understand its value. Then they held an auction for their exclusive network of buyers. So I got way more than the jeweler offered. Sell your diamond jewelry for more with worthy.com. I work a lot, so it is hard to find time to go out and meet new people. But with Quest, you are seconds away from having the best time. Right now, it is easy. Just pick up your phone and call Quest. It is exciting and fun because you never know who you might meet. Tons of real local singles call every night. Try for free right now and do something spontaneous tonight. Call Quest now. Call 1-888-7171717 now. They are here. Seasonal favorites from Imperfect Foods. The grocery delivery service on a mission to build a better food system. Offering sustainable, affordable groceries delivered once a week. Shop now. Get 20% off your first 4 orders with code PERFECT4 at imperfectfoods.com. The gentlemen have returned. The gentlemen have returned. And now we are gonna see how well the wives have predicted what their husbands will say. And remember, these questions are now worth 10 points. So, guys, here is your first question for 10 points. Tell me, gentlemen, who fantasizes more during whoopee? You or your wife? Ron, who fantasizes more? I would say Paula. She does, her? What do you think she fantasizes about? Probably Mel Gibson or... Oh, I see. Paula says that, no, you fantasize more. Ron. That is true. Yeah, magazines, movies, you know. Oh, you guys have your eyes closed. What kind of magazines does he have? You know, like... No, I do not know. Television Guide and... Oh, Television Guide, yeah. Boy, the old Television Guide crossword puzzle will really make you fantasize. Mike. I would say maybe she fantasizes more. She fantasizes, yeah. Maybe some blue skies and palm trees or something like that. You think? You think she is thinking about blue skies and palm trees? Maybe, yeah. Well, you must really keep her attention. That is great. Charlotte says that, no, you fantasize more, Mike. Oh, okay. Yeah. About what? Oh, no, you tell me. Matt, who fantasizes more during whoopee? You or your wife? I think she probably would say that I fantasize more, although I only think about her, so. Oh, that is sweet. I think that is what she would say. All right, she says definitely that, no, she fantasizes more. Because you are thinking about me. Huh. Why would you fantasize when you are with me? What are you fantasizing about, Kristen? palm trees and blue skies and tropical locations and unlimited credit. Boy, you are a romantic devil, are you not? All right, Calvin. I would say she does. She fantasizes more. Yes. Yeah. What do you think she fantasizes about? Doing it all night long. Oh, is that right? Yeah. Is that what she wants to do? All night long. Is that right? Yes. She says that, card for me, please. No, you do the fantasizing. You do the fantasizing. Oh, no, you. See. Oh, stop it. What do you think he is fantasizing about? I thought he wanted to do it all night long. He thought you wanted to, you thought he wanted to, and neither one of you do. Do not you? Yes, I do. Next question. Gentlemen, what is your one character trait that none of your wife's girlfriends are crazy about? Is there one character trait, Mike, about you that her girlfriends are just not crazy about at all? Maybe that I belch. Oh, that is really. That is classy. Well, you know, after. Yeah, it is just. Yeah, okay. She said that one character trait that you are. No, is that you are not very talkative. Oh. Noisy but not talkative. I am not around your friends that much. Matt, what is the one character trait about you that none of her girlfriends are real crazy about? It would probably be that I oversleep and that makes us late all the time. That you are late all the time. She predicted you would say it is the fact that you are tardiness. Yeah, you are late all the time. What do you think here, Calvin? What is the one character trait about you that her girlfriends are really not crazy about? I cannot imagine you have an answer, but. Yeah, well, probably because I am not romantic. No, she said the one character trait about you that her friends are not real. You are moody, man. Oh, that one. Yeah. You know you are moody. Not what I think, what my friends think. Probably could have said not listen, too. Yeah. Because as you see, he did not listen. Yeah, because he did not listen to the questions at all. Thank you. Yeah, I noticed that. Do you have that problem a lot? A lot. No kidding. Not that often. Yeah. Ron. I would say, because I do not talk a lot. I am real quiet. You are quiet. She says the one character trait. No, you are sloppy. Oh. You are sloppy. I know. Anybody comes over, I got clothes everywhere and everything. I pick it up. Here is the last of our 10-point questions. Gentlemen, how did your wife complete this sentence? This is her talking now. My husband thinks he is such a hot shot when it comes to blank, but the truth is I taught him everything he knows. You think you are such a hot shot, Matt, when it comes to blank, but she taught you everything you know. Playing cards. She said, you think you are such a hot shot when it comes to driving, but she taught you everything you know. Hello. Like where to park, how to get home from the grocery store. That is a little wimpy when your wife teaches you how to drive. It is not true. He cannot play cards either. Calvin, you think you are such a hot shot when it comes to blank, but she taught you everything you know. Probably singing. Okay, she said you think you are so hot when it comes to decorating the house, but she taught you everything. Good answer. Gave a good answer. Singing, too. Taught him everything. Can he sing? He can sing. He can sing pretty good. You want to hear it? He can decorate pretty good, too. No, I do not want to hear it. Who taught him? Who taught him to sing? I did. Oh, good. He can decorate. Probably say playing game shows on television. She said you think you are such a hot shot when it comes to hooking up electronics, but she taught you everything. Hooking up the television. I would say cooking. All right, she said you are such a hot shot, but it is your driving skills that really are bad. What are you always bragging about? But you did not teach me anything about driving. But you do not know how to cook. Oh, I can cook. I can hook up some chicken. Oh, good. Before we get to our 25-point bonus question, let's see where our winning couple will be going on their second honeymoon. You will see plenty of blue skies and palm trees on this fabulous Caribbean cruise. You will spend 1 week aboard a Costa cruise ship, Europe's leading cruise line. Visit such ports as St. Thomas, Grand Cayman, Ocho Rios, and Costa's private island. Experience cruising Italian style from Costa Cruises. Back to you, Bob. Ah, it is a great second honeymoon. Somebody is gonna go on. Let's see who it is gonna be. Here is the 25-point bonus question. Gentlemen, what is your very favorite professional sports team? Let us go to couple number 2. Ron and Paula with 5. 25 will give you 30. Ron, take over the lead with the correct answer. Definitely the Angels. Angels. She said you got it. It is the Angels. Couple number 3, Mike and Sherilyn. You have 5. 25 will give you 30. Mike, get it right. You are tied for the lead. The Lakers. Lakers. She said, for sure, Steelers. Steelers. No, couple number 1. Calvin and Felicia with 10. 25 will give you 35. Calvin, if you get this right, you are going to be in first place. The Rams. The Rams. That is what she said, the Rams. All right, couple number 4. Matt and Kristen with 20. 25 will give you 45. Matt, if you get it right, you and your wife are going on a fabulous second honeymoon. What is your answer? Professional sports team. That is correct. The Lakers. Lakers. She said the Lakers. Matt and Kristen, you are our Newlywed Game Grand Prize winners. Congratulations to you. Thanks to all of our couples. And most of all, thanks to you at home. I am Bob Eubanks, and we will see you next time on the Newlywed Game. Bye-bye, everybody. We will see you next time on the Newlywed Game. The bright lights of Hollywood shone like 1,000 stars above the stage where the famous Newlyweds Game was about to begin. It was a day filled with anticipation and the sweet scent of young love. The announcer stepped forward, his voice booming with professional enthusiasm as he introduced the 4 couples who had come to share their stories and compete for a dream vacation. Couple number 1 had been married for 9 months, and their names were Felicia and Calvin Alford. They looked at each other with the shy but steady gaze of people still discovering the little joys of domestic life. Couple number 2 had been together for 11 months, Paula and Ron Baldwin, standing side by side with a confident air. Then came couple number 3, married for 14 months, Sherilyn and Mike Crump, who seemed to share a secret language of smiles. Finally, couple number 4, married for 8 months, were Kristen and Matt Kramer, the youngest in terms of marriage duration but overflowing with energy. The star of the show, Bob Eubanks, walked onto the stage to a thunderous round of applause. He thanked the audience multiple times, his smile wide and welcoming. He greeted the 4 couples, asking if they were ready to play the game. They all answered with a resounding yes. Bob told them they had come to the right place and expressed how happy he was to have them there. To start the game, the ladies had to be sent away to a soundproof area so the husbands could answer questions in private. Bob reminded the men that he would be asking 5-point questions. Each husband had to predict how his wife would answer. If the answers matched, they would earn 5 points. The goal was simple. The couple with the most points at the end would win a wonderful second honeymoon. Once the ladies were gone, Bob turned to the gentlemen for the first question. He asked them whether, when it comes to romance, their wives would say they owe their husbands more rain checks or if the husbands owe the wives more rain checks. Matt was the first to speak. He said that his wife, Kristen, definitely owed him more rain checks. He explained that she always had a lot of things going on and usually said, "Well, not tonight, honey." Mike, however, had the opposite experience. He admitted that he owed his wife more rain checks because he worked a lot and was often too tired when he got home, falling asleep while she was still waiting for him. Ron agreed with Matt, saying his wife Paula owed him because she worked a lot at night. Calvin joined Mike in the category of owing, hoping his wife would eventually collect on those rain checks. The second question was a bit more magical. Bob asked what their wives would say they should make disappear from their home if they were like the famous magician David Copperfield. Mike thought for a moment and decided on a bookshelf that he needed to get rid of, something his wife had been wanting to vanish for a while. Ron had a more practical and slightly itchy problem. He wanted the ants to disappear because they had a very bad ant problem. Calvin wished the telephone would vanish because his wife spent all her time on it. Matt wanted to make her credit card bills disappear forever since she loved to shop. The final 5-point question required the men to complete a sentence. Bob asked them to imagine what they would have said if they had been consulted when their wives were being created. They had to fill in the blank. Hold it, you cannot give her such a blank what? Ron said a flat butt. Calvin said a big mouth, though he joked that he might need a cab home later. Matt said an inability to play sports, which he thought was a very good answer. Mike said a wide opinion, explaining that his wife was very opinionated. With the first round finished, the show took a break for some messages, leaving the audience in suspense about how the wives would respond. During the break, the world outside continued. There were advertisements for sleep aids like Relaxium Sleep, promising a refreshed morning, and unique gift boxes from Bespoke Post. There was even a heartwarming tribute to the legendary Richard Dawson on his birthday, shared by his son Gary, reflecting on his journey from England to the heights of television fame. When the show returned, it was time to reunite the newlyweds. Bob explained that the husbands' predictions were recorded on cards. Each match would bring them closer to that second honeymoon. The ladies returned to the stage, looking bright and curious. Bob asked the wives the first question about romance and rain checks. Felicia was certain that Calvin owed her more rain checks because he was always sleepy or watching television. She wanted him to give up the remote. When Bob revealed that Calvin had predicted exactly that, they earned their points. Paula, however, admitted that she owed Ron more rain checks, which also matched his prediction. Sherilyn felt Mike owed her, matching his answer, while Kristen admitted she owed Matt because she could not keep up with him. It was a successful round for many. Then came the question about making things disappear. Paula mentioned the dirty laundry, but Ron had guessed ants. Bob joked that maybe if she did the laundry, the ants would go away. Sherilyn thought of her blue hair rack, but Mike had guessed the bookcase she hated. Kristen correctly guessed that Matt wanted to get rid of the bills, specifically the credit card bills. Felicia also mentioned ants, but Calvin had predicted the telephone. The couple argued playfully about how much time she spent on the phone. The final part of the first round was the sentence completion. Sherilyn thought Mike would have complained about her big love handle, but he had mentioned her wide opinion. Kristen hoped Matt would have said she had a beautiful face, but he had mentioned her inability to play sports. Felicia laughed when she heard Calvin had said big mouth, finally admitting she might talk on the phone more than she thought. Paula guessed big opinion, but Ron had mentioned a flat butt, much to the amusement of the audience. The game moved into a more serious phase with 10-point questions. The husbands were sent off stage this time. Bob asked the ladies who fantasized more during their private moments, them or their husbands. Sherilyn, Paula, and Felicia all believed their husbands fantasized more, citing wild imaginations or interest in magazines and movies. Kristen, however, claimed she fantasized more, jokingly saying she hoped he was only thinking about her. The next question was about a character trait that their girlfriends were not crazy about. Paula thought it was Ron's sloppiness. Felicia said Calvin was moody. Kristen mentioned that Matt was always late, and Sherilyn said Mike was not very talkative. The last 10-point question asked the wives to complete a sentence about their husbands being a hotshot in a certain area, only to reveal the wives had taught them everything. Felicia chose decorating the house. Kristen chose driving. Sherilyn also chose driving skills. Paula chose hooking up electronics, like the television set. Before the final reveal, Bob asked a bonus 25-point question about the husband's favorite professional sports team. Kristen guessed the Los Angeles Lakers. Sherilyn guessed the Steelers. Paula guessed the Anaheim Angels, and Felicia guessed the Rams. After another short break featuring advertisements for bad weather glasses and jewelry auctions, the husbands returned for the final showdown. The atmosphere was electric. Bob asked the men about the fantasizing. Ron thought Paula did, but she had said he did. They shared a laugh about his magazines. Mike also thought his wife did, but she had predicted him. Matt thought Kristen would say he did, but she had actually said she did, focusing on her dreams of tropical locations and unlimited credit. Calvin thought Felicia fantasized more, but she had pointed the finger at him. When it came to the character traits, Mike guessed his belching, but Sherilyn had said his lack of talkativeness. Matt correctly guessed that his tardiness was the trait his wife's friends disliked. Calvin guessed he was not romantic, but Felicia had said he was moody. Ron guessed his quietness, but Paula had called him sloppy. The hotshot question brought more humor. Matt guessed playing cards, but Kristen had said driving. Calvin guessed singing, but Felicia had said decorating. Mike guessed cooking, but Sherilyn had said driving. Ron guessed game shows, but Paula had said electronics. Finally, the bonus question arrived. Ron and Paula had 5 points, and Ron correctly named the Angels, bringing them to 30. Mike and Sherilyn had 5 points, but Mike guessed the Lakers while Sherilyn had said the Steelers. Calvin and Felicia had 10 points, and Calvin correctly named the Rams, putting them in the lead with 35. Everything came down to Matt and Kristen, who had 20 points. Bob asked Matt for his favorite professional sports team. Matt confidently said the Lakers. Since Kristen had also said the Lakers, they earned the 25 points, bringing their total to 45. Matt and Kristen Kramer were the grand prize winners. They cheered with joy, knowing they were headed for a fabulous second honeymoon on a Caribbean cruise. Bob Eubanks thanked the couples and the audience, closing the show with his signature warmth. It was a day of honesty, laughter, and a celebration of the unique bonds that make every marriage a grand adventure. The bright lights of the Hollywood studio beamed down like artificial suns, casting a golden glow over the set of the Newlyweds game. It was a day filled with the scent of hairspray, the hum of television cameras, and the palpable nervous energy of 4 young couples ready to put their fledgling marriages to the ultimate test. The audience settled into their seats, their chatter fading into a hushed anticipation as the announcer voice boomed through the rafters, introducing the stars of the day. The first couple to walk out was Felicia and Calvin Alford, who had been married for 9 months and still carried the sweet, shy aura of the honeymoon phase. Following them were Paula and Ron Baldwin, nearing their first anniversary at 11 months of marriage. The third couple, Sherilyn and Mike Crump, brought a bit more experience with 14 months under their belts, while the final pair, Kristen and Matt Kramer, were the newest of the group with only 8 months of wedded bliss. Then, the man of the hour appeared. Bob Eubanks, the legendary host with a smile as polished as the studio floor, stepped onto the stage to a thunderous round of applause. He welcomed everyone with his signature warmth, his eyes twinkling with the mischief of a man who knew exactly how to stir the pot of domestic harmony. After a brief greeting, the game officially began. To start the proceedings, the wives were escorted to a soundproof area, leaving the husbands alone on stage to face the first round of questioning. Bob explained the rules with practiced ease. He would ask the husbands 5-point questions, and they had to predict exactly how their wives would respond later. The goal was simple: matching answers meant points, and the couple with the highest score would win a magnificent second honeymoon. With the ladies safely tucked away, Bob turned his attention to the men and threw out the first topic of the day: romance and the delicate art of the rain check. Matt Kramer was the first to speak. When asked who owed more rain checks in their marriage, he didn't hesitate for a second. He claimed that Kristen definitely owed him more, citing her busy schedule and the frequent refrain of "not tonight, honey." Mike Crump, however, had a completely different story. He admitted that he was the one owing rain checks to Sherilyn. Between long work hours and exhaustion, he often found himself falling asleep the moment he hit the pillow, leaving his wife waiting in vain. Ron Baldwin agreed with Matt, noting that Paula worked a lot at night, which meant she was the one piling up the IOUs. Calvin Alford rounded out the group by confessing that he was the debtor in his relationship, hoping that Felicia would eventually let him settle the score. The conversation then shifted from the bedroom to the living room as Bob asked the men to channel their inner David Copperfield. If they could make one thing disappear from their home forever, what would it be? Mike immediately thought of a pesky bookshelf that Sherilyn had been nagging him to get rid of for months. Ron had a more practical, albeit slightly skin-crawling, request. He wanted the ants gone, describing a persistent infestation that was driving him crazy. Calvin aimed his magic wand at the telephone, complaining that Felicia spent far too much time chatting on it. Matt, ever the pragmatist, wished he could make his wife's credit card bills vanish into thin air, a sentiment that drew a knowing chuckle from the crowd. The final 5-point question for the husbands was a fill-in-the-blank sentence that required a bit of daring. Bob asked them to complete the thought. If they had asked for my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, hold it. You can't give her such a blank what? Ron took a risky path, suggesting his wife had a flat butt. Calvin took a shot at Felicia's talkative nature, saying she had a big mouth. Matt focused on athleticism, or the lack thereof, stating that Kristen had an inability to play sports. Mike finished the round by commenting on Sherilyn's strong personality, saying she had a wide opinion. As the show moved into a commercial break, the air was thick with the promise of revelations to come. Advertisements for sleep aids like Relaxium Sleep filled the screen, promising restful nights and sharp mornings, while bespoke posts showcased curated boxes for the modern man. A touching tribute to the late Richard Dawson, the iconic host of Family Feud, reminded viewers of the long history of game show excellence in Hollywood. When the show returned, the wives were brought back to the stage, unaware of the trap their husbands had laid for them. Bob welcomed them back and began the process of comparing their answers to the men's predictions. The first question about romance rain checks saw a perfect sweep of matches. Felicia confirmed that Calvin owed her, Paula admitted she owed Ron, Sherilyn complained about Mike's constant sleeping, and Kristen confessed she couldn't keep up with Matt's romantic energy. 4 matches, 20 points across the board. However, the magic trick question proved to be more difficult. Paula thought Ron would want to get rid of dirty laundry, not the ants he had mentioned. Sherilyn guessed her blue hair rack, which left her surprised when Mike brought up the bookshelf. Kristen, on the other hand, was a perfect match, immediately naming the credit card bills that Matt so desperately wanted to disappear. Felicia missed the mark as well, she thought of ants, while Calvin had stayed firm on his hatred of the telephone. The tension rose as they reached the fill-in-the-blank question. Sherilyn guessed love handles, but Mike had said wide opinion. Kristen thought Matt would give her a compliment about a beautiful face, only to be shocked and slightly offended when he revealed he had called her uncoordinated at sports. Felicia and Calvin found common ground when she admitted she might have a big mouth, especially regarding her phone habits. Paula guessed big opinion, which was a far cry from Ron's comment about her flat butt. After another break featuring helpful prepaid cards and soothing heat pads, the game entered the high-stakes round where questions were worth 10 points. This time, the wives were the ones making the predictions. Bob asked who fantasized more during their intimate moments. Sherilyn, Paula, and Felicia all pointed the finger at their husbands, citing wild imaginations or questionable magazine collections. Kristen, however, took the lead for her team by claiming she was the one who fantasized more, jokingly saying Matt better be thinking about her. When the husbands returned to match these answers, the results were a mix of laughter and mild embarrassment. Ron thought Paula fantasized more, which didn't match her answer. Mike also missed, thinking Sherilyn was the one dreaming of tropical locales. Matt almost got a match by guessing that Kristen would say he fantasized more, but he was corrected when she revealed her own daydreams of unlimited credit and palm trees. Calvin and Felicia also failed to align, leading to a playful bicker about who truly had the more active imagination. The personality trait question followed. Paula guessed Ron would say she hated his sloppiness, which he later confirmed was true. Felicia thought Calvin would mention being moody, but he couldn't seem to find the right answer, distracted by his own lack of listening skills. Kristen accurately predicted that Matt's constant lateness was the trait her friends disliked most. Sherilyn guessed that Mike's quiet nature was the issue, but Mike's own answer about his habit of belching was a bit too honest for the scorecard. As the game neared its conclusion, the couples tackled the hotshot question. Felicia thought Calvin considered himself a master of home decorating, a guess that Calvin surprisingly matched. Kristen and Sherilyn both guessed driving, but while Matt matched Kristen's prediction, Mike and Sherilyn missed the mark. Paula's guess about electronics was also a miss, as Ron had gone with cooking. The final bonus question worth 25 points would decide the winner. The topic was simple: the husband's favorite professional sports team. The stakes were high as a Caribbean cruise hung in the balance. Ron Baldwin correctly named the Angels, bringing his total to 30 points. Mike Crump missed with the Lakers, as Sherilyn had guessed the Steelers. Calvin Alford and Felicia hit the mark with the Rams, moving into the lead with 35 points. Everything came down to Matt and Kristen Kramer. With 20 points already in the bag, a correct answer would give them 45 points and the grand prize. Bob turned to Matt and asked for his favorite team. Matt paused, then confidently said the Lakers. Kristen's card was flipped over to reveal the exact same word. The studio erupted in cheers as Matt and Kristen were declared the winners. They hugged and laughed, already imagining the blue skies and palm trees of their upcoming cruise. Bob Eubanks signed off with his usual flair, thanking the couples and the audience for another wonderful day of matrimonial honesty. As the cameras stopped rolling, the couples walked off stage, some closer than ever and others still debating the finer points of their answers, but all of them leaving with a story they would tell for years to come. From the bright lights of Hollywood, the grand curtains rose to signal the beginning of the Newlyweds game. The air in the studio was electric, filled with the nervous energy and sweet anticipation of four couples ready to prove how well they truly knew their partners. The announcer introduced the stars of the day with a flourish. First came couple number 1, married for 9 months, Felicia and Calvin Alford. Following them was couple number 2, Paula and Ron Baldwin, who had shared 11 months of marital bliss. Couple number 3, Sherilyn and Mike Crump, brought their 14 months of experience to the stage. Finally, couple number 4, married for 8 months, Kristen and Matt Kramer, rounded out the group. Then, the legendary star of the Newlywed Game, Bob Eubanks, stepped into the spotlight. He greeted the cheering audience with his trademark warmth, thanking everyone and welcoming the four couples to the show. He asked if they were ready to play, and the enthusiastic consensus was a resounding yes. Bob explained that they were in the right place for fun and prizes, but first, the game required a bit of strategy. To begin the questioning with the husbands, the ladies had to be escorted to a soundproof area. As the wives departed, Bob turned his attention to the gentlemen. He explained the rules clearly. He would ask 5-point questions, and the husbands had to predict exactly how their wives would answer. If the answers matched, the couple would earn 5 points. The goal was simple but the stakes were high, as the couple with the most points at the end would win a magnificent second honeymoon. With the ladies gone, Bob posed the first question. He wanted to know, in matters of romance since the wedding, whether the wife would say the husband owed her more rain checks or if she owed him. Matt Kramer was the first to answer. He confidently stated that his wife Kristen definitely owed him more rain checks, explaining with a slight grin that she often had many things going on and frequently said, "Well, not tonight, honey." Mike Crump had a completely different story. He admitted that he was the one who owed his wife more rain checks because he worked a lot and often fell asleep the moment he got home, leaving Sherilyn waiting while he drifted off. Ron Baldwin agreed with Matt, suggesting that Paula owed him more rain checks because she worked a lot at night. Calvin Alford, however, sided with Mike, confessing that he owed Felicia more rain checks and expressing a hopeful wish that she might collect on them soon. The second question took a more imaginative turn. Bob asked the men to imagine they were the famous magician David Copperfield. What specific item would their wives say they would make disappear from their home forever? Mike thought of a practical frustration, mentioning a bookshelf that had been sitting there far too long, which his wife had been trying to get rid of for a while. Ron, to the surprise of the audience, chose a pest problem, declaring he would make the ants disappear because they had a very bad infestation. Calvin chose the telephone, complaining that Felicia spent all her time on it. Matt went for a financial target, wishing he could make Kristen's credit card bills vanish because she loved to shop. For the final 5-point question, Bob asked the husbands to complete a sentence as if they were speaking during the creation of their wives. The sentence was, "If they had asked for my opinion when they were creating my wife, I would have said, 'Hold it, you can't give her such a blank what?'" Ron did not hesitate to say a flat butt. Calvin took a different route, suggesting a big mouth. Matt offered a more specific critique, saying an inability to play sports. Mike concluded by saying a wide opinion, noting that Sherilyn was very opinionated. Before the reunion of the couples, the show paused for messages from sponsors. There was an informative segment about Relaxium sleep, developed by neurologist Dr. Eric Siliberti, which promised to help people fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Then came a look at the Weekender box from Bespoke Post, a cocktail aging kit featuring a high-quality blade. The show also took a moment to celebrate the birthday of the late Richard Dawson, the former host of Family Feud, with a touching tribute from his son Gary. When the show returned, the atmosphere was festive as the wives rejoined their husbands. Bob reminded everyone that each match was worth 5 points and that a grand second honeymoon was waiting for the winners. He turned to the ladies for their answers to the first question regarding romantic rain checks. Felicia immediately stated that Calvin owed her more rain checks because he was always sleepy or watching television. Since Calvin had predicted this, they earned their first 5 points. Paula admitted that she owed Ron more rain checks, which matched his prediction perfectly. Sherilyn agreed that Mike definitely owed her more because she was always chasing him while he told her to go away. Kristen confirmed that she owed Matt more rain checks, explaining that he wanted romance all the time and she simply could not keep up. Moving to the disappearance question, Paula guessed that Ron would want to get rid of dirty laundry. However, Ron had mentioned the ants. Sherilyn thought Mike would want to vanish her blue hair rack that she wore to bed, but Mike had actually chosen the bookcase. Kristen correctly identified the credit card bills, matching Matt's answer. Felicia guessed ants, but Calvin had specifically named the telephone, leading to a playful disagreement about how much time she actually spent talking. The final part of the first round involved the completion of the sentence regarding their creation. Sherilyn guessed Mike would say a big love handle, but he had actually said a wide opinion. Kristen hoped Matt would say a beautiful face, but he had unfortunately mentioned her inability to play sports, much to her humorous protest. Felicia correctly guessed that Calvin would say a big mouth, admitting that perhaps she did talk on the phone more than she realized. Paula guessed a big opinion, but Ron had gone with the more physical observation of a flat butt. After another break featuring the NetSpend prepaid MasterCard and the calming heat therapy wrap from Sharper Image, the game entered its second half. Now, the husbands were secluded, and the wives had to predict their answers for 10 points each. Bob asked who fantasized more during their private moments. Sherilyn believed Mike would say he did. Paula also thought Ron would say he did because of his interest in magazines and movies. Felicia agreed that Calvin would say he fantasized more due to his wild imagination. Kristen, however, felt she was the one who fantasized more. Next, Bob asked about a character trait that the wives' girlfriends were not fond of. Paula suggested Ron's sloppiness. Felicia thought Calvin's moodiness was the answer. Kristen pointed to Matt's constant lateness. Sherilyn believed the answer was Mike's lack of talkativeness. The final 10-point question asked the wives to complete a sentence about their husbands thinking they were hotshots in a certain area, only to be taught everything by their wives. Felicia chose decorating the house. Kristen chose driving. Sherilyn also chose driving skills. Paula chose hooking up electronics, specifically the television. In a special bonus round worth 25 points, the wives were asked to name their husband's favorite professional sports team. Kristen guessed the Los Angeles Lakers. Sherilyn guessed the Pittsburgh Steelers. Paula guessed the Anaheim Angels. Felicia was certain it was the St. Louis Rams. The show paused one last time to showcase Battle Vision storm glasses for driving in bad weather, Worthy.com for selling jewelry, Quest for meeting local singles, and Imperfect Foods for sustainable grocery delivery. Finally, the husbands returned for the climactic reveal. On the question of who fantasized more, Ron guessed Paula, but she had guessed him. Mike guessed Sherilyn, but she had guessed him as well. Matt guessed that Kristen would say he fantasized more, which was a miss because she had claimed that title for herself. Calvin guessed Felicia, but she had guessed him. Regarding the character traits, Mike guessed his tendency to belch, which did not match Sherilyn's answer of being untalkative. Matt correctly identified his lateness, matching Kristen's prediction. Calvin guessed his lack of romance, missing Felicia's answer of moodiness. Ron guessed his quiet nature, but Paula had labeled him as sloppy. On the hotshot question, Matt guessed playing cards, while Kristen had said driving. Calvin guessed singing, while Felicia had said decorating. Ron guessed cooking, but Paula had said electronics. Mike guessed driving, which finally matched Sherilyn's answer. The tension peaked during the 25-point bonus question about favorite sports teams. Ron correctly named the Angels, bringing his and Paula's score to 30. Mike guessed the Lakers, but Sherilyn had said the Steelers. Calvin correctly named the Rams, bringing his and Felicia's score to 35. Finally, Matt correctly named the Lakers, matching Kristen's answer and bringing their total to 45 points. Matt and Kristen Kramer were declared the grand prize winners of the Newlywed Game. As the audience cheered, Bob Eubanks congratulated all the couples and bid everyone a fond farewell, promising more love and laughter in the next episode. The couples celebrated their shared moments of honesty and humor, heading off toward their future together, reminded once again of the quirks and qualities that made their marriages unique. The bright lights of Hollywood shone down on the stage as the music began to swell, signaling the start of another exciting episode of the Newlyweds Game. The air was filled with anticipation and the scent of fresh opportunities for love and laughter. Bob Eubanks, the charismatic star of the show, walked onto the stage to a thunderous round of applause. He smiled warmly, thanking the audience before turning his attention to the four couples who had come to share their stories of early marital bliss. The first couple to be introduced were Felicia and Calvin Alford, who had been married for 9 months. Following them were Paula and Ron Baldwin, celebrating 11 months of marriage. The third couple, Sherilyn and Mike Crump, had reached the 14-month mark, while the fourth couple, Kristen and Matt Kramer, were 8 months into their journey together. Bob welcomed them all, his voice filled with genuine enthusiasm as he explained that they were in the right place to celebrate their new lives together. To begin the game, the ladies were escorted to a soundproof area so that the husbands could answer the first set of questions in private. Bob reminded the men that each correct prediction would earn them 5 points, and the couple with the most points at the end of the show would win a spectacular second honeymoon. The first question focused on the delicate balance of romance. Bob asked the husbands if their wives would say that they owed more rain checks or if the wives themselves were the ones owing. Matt, from couple number 4, was quick to answer. He stated that Kristen definitely owed him more rain checks, explaining with a playful grin that she often had many things going on and would frequently tell him, "Well, not tonight, honey." Mike, from couple number 3, had a very different experience. He admitted that he was the one who owed his wife more rain checks. He explained that his long work hours left him exhausted, and he often fell asleep as soon as he got home, leaving Sherilyn waiting for him while he was already in dreamland. Ron, representing couple number 2, felt that Paula owed him more because of her busy night schedule. Finally, Calvin from couple number 1 confessed that he was the debtor in his relationship, hoping that Felicia would eventually collect on those romantic promises. The atmosphere grew even more light-hearted with the second question. Bob asked the men to imagine they were the famous magician David Copperfield. What specific item would their wives want them to make disappear from their home forever? Mike immediately thought of an old bookcase that had been a point of contention for months. Ron, on the other hand, chose something far more practical and pesky: ants. He described a significant ant problem in their home that he wished could be vanished with a wave of a wand. Calvin's choice was the telephone, noting that Felicia spent a vast amount of her time talking on it. Matt, thinking of his wife's shopping habits, decided that making her credit card bills disappear would be the greatest magic trick of all. The audience chuckled at the relatable nature of their answers, finding humor in the everyday quirks of married life. The final 5-point question required the husbands to complete a sentence about their wives' creation. If the creators had asked for their opinion, what would they have protested against? Ron's answer was a flat butt, which brought a wave of laughter from the crowd. Calvin suggested a big mouth, while Matt pointed to Kristen's inability to play sports. Mike concluded by mentioning Sherilyn's wide or broad opinions, noting that she was a very opinionated woman. As the show transitioned into a commercial break, the screen filled with helpful messages about health and finance. Viewers were introduced to Relaxium Sleep, a product designed by a neurologist to help people fall and stay asleep naturally. Another segment featured Bespoke Post, highlighting high-quality goods from small brands, and a touching tribute was paid to the legendary Richard Dawson on his birthday by his son, Gary. The messages also included information about the NetSpend prepaid MasterCard and therapeutic heating products from Sharper Image, all aimed at improving the daily lives of the viewers. When the show returned, the wives were brought back to the stage, eager to see if their answers would match their husbands' predictions. The reunion was filled with smiles and playful banter. Felicia confirmed that Calvin owed her more rain checks because he was always sleepy or watching television, giving them 5 points. Paula and Ron also matched, as did Sherilyn and Mike, and Kristen and Matt. It was a perfect start for the romantic category. The magic trick question proved to be a bit more challenging. Paula thought of dirty laundry instead of ants, though she admitted the ant problem was real. Sherilyn mentioned her blue hair rack, much to Mike's surprise since he had predicted the bookcase. Kristen correctly identified the bills, laughing about her refusal to let Matt cut up her credit cards. Felicia, however, insisted she never talked on the phone at home, leading to a humorous disagreement with Calvin, who was certain the telephone was her favorite hobby. The creation question brought more laughter. Sherilyn thought Mike would mention her love handles, but he had chosen her wide opinions. Kristen was surprised by Matt's comment about her sports coordination, insisting that she was actually quite capable. Felicia laughed at Calvin's big mouth comment, admitting that perhaps she did spend some time on the phone after all. Paula was surprised by Ron's comment about her flat butt, having expected him to mention her big opinions. The stakes were raised as the game entered the 10-point round. Now, it was the wives' turn to predict their husbands' responses. Bob asked who fantasized more during their intimate moments. Sherilyn, Paula, and Felicia all believed their husbands were the bigger dreamers, citing their wild imaginations or interest in movies and magazines. Kristen, however, claimed the title for herself, jokingly hoping that Matt was always thinking of her. When asked about a character trait that their girlfriends were not fond of, the answers ranged from Ron's perceived sloppiness to Calvin's occasional moodiness. Kristen noted Matt's frequent lateness, and Sherilyn mentioned Mike's quiet nature. The segment concluded with a question about what the husbands thought they were experts in, only to have been taught everything by their wives. Felicia chose decorating, while Kristen and Sherilyn both pointed to driving skills. Paula noted that she was the one who taught Ron how to hook up their electronics. Before the final results were revealed, the couples were shown the incredible prize awaiting the winners, a week-long Caribbean cruise on an Italian-style ship, visiting beautiful islands and enjoying blue skies and palm trees. The excitement in the room was palpable. The husbands returned to the stage for the final comparison. In the fantasy category, Ron and Mike both thought their wives fantasized more, leading to some playful ribbing. Matt sweetly stated that he only thought of Kristen, though she had predicted he would say he was the dreamer. Calvin thought Felicia was the one dreaming of romance all night long. Regarding the character traits, Matt and Kristen scored 10 points when Matt admitted his habit of oversleeping made them late. Ron's admission of sloppiness also matched Paula's prediction. In the expertise category, Calvin's mention of decorating matched Felicia's answer, and Ron's mention of hooking up the television matched Paula's. The game came down to the 25-point bonus question: what is your very favorite professional sports team? Ron correctly identified the Angels, bringing his total to 30 points. Mike missed with the Lakers, as Sherilyn had predicted the Steelers. Calvin successfully named the Rams, putting his team in the lead with 35 points. However, the final glory went to Matt and Kristen. Matt correctly named the Lakers, matching Kristen's prediction and bringing their final score to 45 points. Matt and Kristen were declared the grand prize winners, their faces beaming with joy as they realized they were headed for a tropical second honeymoon. Bob Eubanks congratulated all the couples, thanking them for their honesty and spirit. He bid the audience a warm farewell, reminding everyone that love, laughter, and a bit of friendly competition were the true heart of the Newlyweds game. As the lights dimmed, the couples hugged, celebrating not just the game, but the beautiful journey of marriage they had all begun together. The bright lights of Hollywood shimmered with an electric anticipation as the cameras began to roll for another heart-warming episode of the Newlyweds game. The air was thick with excitement and the gentle hum of the studio audience, all gathered to witness four young couples embark on a journey of laughter and self-discovery. On center stage stood the ever-charismatic Bob Eubanks, the guiding star of the show, who greeted the world with a wide, welcoming smile. He introduced the hopeful contestants who had come to test the strength of their new bonds. There was couple number 1, Felicia and Calvin Alford, married for 9 months. Following them was couple number 2, Paula and Ron Baldwin, who had shared 11 months of matrimony. Couple number 3 featured Sherilyn and Mike Crump, married for 14 months, and finally, couple number 4, Kristen and Matt Kramer, who were 8 months into their life together. Bob welcomed them all to the right place, promising a wonderful time as they competed for the grand prize of a magnificent second honeymoon. To begin the festivities, the ladies were escorted to a soundproof area, leaving the husbands alone on stage to face the first round of questions. Each correct prediction would earn the couple 5 points. Bob turned to the men and asked the first question regarding the delicate nature of romance. He wondered whether their wives would say the husbands owed them more rain checks or if the wives were the ones owing the husbands. Matt was the first to speak, confidently stating that Kristen definitely owed him more rain checks because she often claimed to have too many things going on. Mike, however, felt the opposite was true for his household, admitting he owed Sherilyn more rain checks because he often fell asleep from exhaustion after a long day of work. Ron believed Paula owed him because of her late-night work schedule, while Calvin humbly suggested that he was the one who owed Felicia, hoping she might one day collect on those promises. The conversation then shifted to a more whimsical scenario. Bob asked the husbands what their wives would choose to make disappear from their homes forever if the men possessed the magical powers of David Copperfield. Mike immediately thought of a specific bookcase that had been a point of contention for months. Ron, in a moment of domestic honesty, mentioned a persistent problem with ants that had been bothering them. Calvin wished to make the telephone vanish, noting that Felicia spent a vast amount of time talking on it. Matt chose a very practical target, predicting that Kristen would want her credit card bills to disappear, never to be seen again, given her immense love for shopping. As the first round drew to a close, Bob presented a sentence for the men to complete. He asked what their wives would say if they could have changed one thing during the creation of their husbands. Ron humorously suggested a flat butt, while Calvin jokingly mentioned a big mouth. Matt pointed out his wife might mention his inability to play sports, and Mike believed Sherilyn would remark on his very wide and strong opinions. With these playful predictions recorded on cards, the show paused for a brief interlude, sharing helpful information about restful sleep and unique gift boxes from small brands, before returning to reunite the couples. When the ladies returned to the stage, the atmosphere was filled with joyful tension. Felicia confirmed that Calvin indeed owed her more rain checks because he was often too focused on the television remote. Paula agreed with Ron that she was the ones owing the rain checks, earning them their first points. Sherilyn also felt that Mike owed her, playfully recalling how he often told her to go away so he could sleep. Kristen admitted she owed Matt, jokingly stating she could not keep up with his constant desire for romance. The game continued to reveal the charming quirks of each marriage as they discussed the magic of disappearance. Paula surprised Ron by mentioning dirty laundry instead of ants, though she acknowledged the insect problem. Sherilyn eventually remembered the bookcase Mike had mentioned, while Kristen perfectly matched Matt's prediction about the credit card bills. Felicia and Calvin had a playful disagreement when she mentioned ants, but he insisted the telephone was the true culprit of his frustration. The final question of the opening round brought about a mix of laughter and mild mock indignation. Sherilyn thought Mike would complain about her love handles, but he had actually mentioned her wide opinions. Kristen hoped for a compliment about her beautiful face, only to find out Matt had commented on her lack of sports coordination. Felicia laughed as she realized Calvin had correctly predicted she would mention her own big mouth and her habit of talking on the phone. Paula guessed a big opinion, missing Ron's specific comment about her physical stature. Despite the misses, the spirit of the game remained high, leading into a segment about financial empowerment and therapeutic comfort. For the second half of the show, the husbands were sent away, and it was the ladies' turn to predict their husbands' thoughts for 10 points each. Bob asked who fantasized more during their private moments of affection. Sherilyn, Paula, and Felicia all believed their husbands were the bigger dreamers, citing wild imaginations and interests in movies or magazines. Kristen, however, felt she was the one who fantasized more, though she jokingly clarified her fantasies often involved tropical locations and unlimited credit. When asked about a character trait that their girlfriends disliked, Paula suggested sloppiness, Felicia noted moodiness, Kristen pointed out Matt's constant lateness, and Sherilyn mentioned Mike's lack of talkativeness. The ladies then reflected on their roles as teachers within their relationships. Felicia believed she taught Calvin everything about decorating their home. Kristen and Sherilyn both claimed to be the superior drivers, having taught their husbands the finer points of the road. Paula felt she was the one who taught Ron how to handle the complexities of electronic equipment. Before the final bonus question, the audience learned about the breathtaking Caribbean cruise waiting for the winners, a journey through blue skies and palm trees aboard a luxury ship visiting exotic ports like St. Thomas and Grand Cayman. The climax of the evening arrived with the 25-point bonus question. Bob asked the husbands to name their absolute favorite professional sports team. The stakes were high as the scores were tallied. Ron correctly named the Angels, bringing his and Paula's total to 30 points. Mike missed the mark by naming the Lakers while Sherilyn had predicted the Steelers. Calvin successfully named the Rams, matching Felicia's answer and taking the lead with 35 points. Finally, Matt stepped up and correctly identified the Lakers, just as Kristen had guessed. With a grand total of 45 points, Matt and Kristen Kramer emerged as the champions of the Newlyweds game. The studio erupted in cheers as the young couple celebrated their victory, a testament to their budding partnership. Bob Eubanks closed the show with a warm farewell, reminding everyone that love and laughter are the truest prizes of all.